I've been promised an interesting game. If I don't get one, Gully is getting the stick. Welcome back to the Age of Empires 4 action, folks. We've got Gully Deckle playing as the Abbasid dynasty. This is the 16-year-old prodigy kid from Europe looking to make his mark on the AoE4 scene. A lot of players are actually looking at this guy with great anticipation in the early days of 2024. I'm excited to see what he can do. On the other side of it, they're going to be going up against Arc. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is Arc the one I think it is? No, this is a German player. I thought it might have been the Asian player, but this is actually rank 156 in the world player. Arc playing as the Byzantines in the red. Abbasids versus Byzantines. Dude, that's a spicy matchup, actually. We don't see much of the Abbasids right now because this Civ just feels kind of like downtrodden and beaten, right? Like, actually, a lot of people are calling for buffs to the Civ right now. I hope they do get some minor buffs. I think they are a little bit crippled. For reference, by the way, we said the Arc is in the top 200. Gully is just outside that, ranked 227th in the world right now. 279 games played, and he is 1,634 elo. Once again, 16 years old. Pretty bloody impressive. Let's see what he's got in store for us here. Byzantines versus Abbasids feels like a matchup where actually the spear fight is quite close. When you get late into the game, remember the Abbasid dynasty is going to have military boot camp. They're also going to have their hands on a better version of military academy with the extra production rate with Golden Age, and their spears have phalanx. So I actually think that this is a much closer matchup in that late game than it appears. Byzantines, of course, do have the mercenary flexibility, but I don't think the Abbasids are by any means incapable of fighting against that. Especially if you think about things like hand cannoneers, right, with that boot camp in the late game. Alternatively, let's say this is Western contract coming from the Byzantines. There's some interesting ramifications there. If they go for Western contracts, remember Streltsy have been nerfed. Their olive oil cost is much higher now, so very difficult to maintain long term. And if we do go hyper late game, let's not also forget that because this is Abbasids, trade is always the name of the game in that hyper late game scenario. I'm going to hit the 2x speed here, just to amplify the start. As soon as I mention Trade Wing, I haven't even looked at this game in advance. I don't, like, full disclosure, I never look at my games in advance. We hunt for the Goldens. Well, we got one that is truly gold encrusted here. Trade Wing coming in a Dry Arabia spawn where the trade posts are very intriguing in their placement. Mid-map for both players. You have my attention fully, Gully. Other side of this Arc is going to be going for a pretty standard choice here. Grand Winery on the way. Unfortunately, you might wish he had a Hippodrome here to try and shut down these traders early on. Because if you don't actually have Hippodrome, I very rarely ever see Byzantines going cavalry before Castle Age. Alright, so traders on the way. Remember, this spawn's free for free at Tech Up and Feudal. 4 if it's in Castle, 5 if in Imperial Age. So he's immediately going to have a bunch of traders pumping out, and they are on their way with the full pump and dump scheme. 32 gold each way. This is a really powerful player. I remember saying for a long time I felt like Trade Wing was borderline OP. The problem is that Abbasids just aren't OP alongside it. The reason is that, similar to the logic of why Silvertree always seems so good, it's forcing a reaction out of you, and it's a good trade for your opponent. It's even better for the Abbasids considering they didn't pay anything for these traders. And already he has got Grand Bazaar on the way. So, funny thing about this, he's going to get 90 resources back from this first trade. He's already almost paid for Grand Bazaar. Should we talk about that, by the way, Gully? I did see that. I'm coming back to it. I did not neglect to notice that you are missing a scout, sir. The goal is to scout, not dive. Right? Like, did you see Michael Phelps written on the scout somewhere? No. His job is to get information. Big ups indeed. New scout is at least going to come out. That's going to sacrifice a villager worth of gathering as a result. Actually, no. Okay, well played. He actually went for the stables play. I like this. So the interesting thing is, although Limitane can eventually shut down your trade if he sees it, if anything else comes, the Horseman can mirror and attack. And the other thing is, if Limitane try to rush out towards your trade, what's guarding home? And also, how do Limitane ever kill traders quickly when traders no longer count as cavalry? Oh my god, is trade good here, folks. Look at that. 110 resources each end of the trade. Gully is booming up fast, already at 6 traders in escalating. I love that approach as well, just prioritizing getting the secondary resource for Spice Roads. It allows him to get the food he needs to keep Horseman Pump going. Otherwise, this would not be sustainable. Offside of it. Horsemen now arriving. Limitane are forced to defend. Let's slow this down a little bit, as it looks like we are seeing the scout find the critical piece of information. But Arc, how is he going to now contest this? Another thing that has me worried for Arc right now, he went for javelins. He legit seemed to think there was going to be archers in this composition. That's unfortunate. I think actually Keshik's could have worked a lot better here for Arc. Not really a standard choice when you don't have Hippodrome behind it, but makes a lot of sense against Trade. Even longbows would have felt better here to park and kill Trade. Let's mean the Trade. Limitane are starting to hit our way at it, but they're not exactly quick here, folks. Do need to see something else coming out from Gully. I imagine we're going to be looking at archery range drops. What if he just went spears? Like, legit, what if he just spammed spears? I actually think spears is better here. Because the thing is, the horsemen can't fight right now, and you already see javelins, so going into archers is really, really bad. Gully losing the traders now. I think this should have been racks. Double racks is really effective. Your spearmen, they're great against the Limitane. Yes, Limitane have more health, but if you get the phalanx and just spam up the numbers, you trade much better. I mean, Arc is blocked trade now, right? Like, so where do you go? You can go short trade, but that's terrible. Pretty much all traders are dead as well. I think he's got one left. Oh, dear God. I mean, I can't even tell because he's not trading the right place. He has a grand total of 0 traders. That's why I can't tell. All right, so, what was I saying? Trade Wing really, really OP. It's so OP. You just need your opponent to not do anything for 20 minutes, and it's like, whew, oh my God. It's so broken. It's more broken than my arm in Ukraine a few years back. It's that powerful. Yeah, this is not good. Gully Deckel's entire eco advantage doesn't exist anymore. Well, the good news, folks, is that Gully has done his community piece to help ensure that Abbasid gets buffed next patch. So, round of applause for Gully there. Really appreciate what he's doing for the community. Without him, you know, we might have one less case study on why Abbasid should get buffed. Horseman. I'm going to cut some reinforcements. And archers are scaling at home. So there is a world in which Gully can make this work. This is typically what you have to do when you mass horsemen, by the way. It's not about the main fight. It's about the raid damage, the poke damage you can do along the way. And it's forcing Arc to slow down reinforcing. Wall's going to break, though. Archer count is not that high. And shield wall is absolutely stupid. It's so dumb. I hate this tech. We had talked about this before. I think the best way to balance shield wall is make it an activatable that lasts X seconds. It shouldn't just be a toggleable phase that you can change every few seconds. It's absurd as it is. Gully, it looks like he's going to survive this. Arc, paranoid about the idea of diving in. I don't think he realizes just how kind of flatlined Gully is. Or maybe he does and he thinks, okay, instead of trying to end the game now, I might as well build my lead. Big clash coming in soon, though. Gully hasn't tried to resume trading. Wait, spoke too soon. First one's coming out now, folks. We're back online, baby. Trade Wing OP. Arc is only 1 TC, by the way. He's starting to stockpile some wood, so we might be seeing a transition out of the Byzantines soon into double TC play. Byzantines do like to do this quite a bit. Either you go for like the fast castle, or you go second TC to sustain. And it would have a lot of logic here, securing things like the deer or the boar on the flank. Wall's now coming up from Arc as well. Like that he's showing the logical respect to these horseman raids. Like they can still hit your backlines at a rough time. Now you're and hello, Jesse. Thank you very much for the raid. You have definitely led those souls astray. Hopefully we can get them back on course. We're trying to teach people why Abbasid Trade Wing is bad. Gully Deckel was kind enough to provide a perfect replay for that. Horseman in. Wall isn't up, so backside's in trouble right now. Looks like he was then moving out for the deer. Wait, is he out of food? No, he's clubbed the sheep. There's plenty of kebab left over. He's transitioning to olive groves as well, but this does mean he's a little bit more burdened on the Limitane spam he can achieve. Meanwhile, archers, they've gone all the way home. It's only the horsemen coming in, so Gully, he's getting the space to go back into the traders. Unfortunately for him, come on. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Stop. Don't do that. Oh, God. That's like eating out of a garbage can. That's better. He's trading across map. Unfortunately, he's just found out the scout knows. The good news right now, Arc is distracted. The bad news, Gully is retreating towards the neutral trade post. Oh, man. Please tell me you're thinking about Castle Age soon. I mean, actually, I don't even know if Castle Age works here against this many Limitane. How do you hold this? It's crazy that he's still going Horseman in a game that I feel would be better suited by Spearman. Like, Spearman would do a really good job here. I think the more, like, questionable element in this game, the pure insanity, is the fact that Gully tried to go Trade Wing on a Dry Arabia spawn where it's mid-trade post. And he knew this, by the way. He saw this. There's no doubt in my mind he scouted this before he started the tech up. That's bold. Well, the trade is known about, folks. Wait, why is... what? Are you kidding me right now? But the scout is literally chasing traders right. Like, Arc? Well, this is a weird recovery arc I wasn't expecting to see. Arc? You know, he sees the trade right now. He's like, ugh, trade. You know I hate trade, but you know I hate more than trade? That wall right there. Screw that wall in particular. This one as well. Oh, I hate walls, Gully. To hell with your walls. Gully's like, but do you not care about the traders? No, I just hate walls. The only wall that's allowed in this game is shield wall. Get out of here. What am I watching right now? Apparently, Arc is so scared of the 20 resource trade to the south side, he feels a need to camp the back corner behind his opponent's base. And now Gully's teching up. Oh my... oh no. No, 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 no. Out of all the ways you could lose a game, not like this. Anything but this. He's not blocking the trade. The tech up has already began. And Gully has cut him off from retreating. Oh my god. I mean, we're calling it a flank attack. Technically, it's a flank attack, but who do we give credit to for this flank attack? Is it Arc or Gully? Because Arc walked in here. Archers begin to trade out. Spearman now coming in to soak the fire. Military wing, a minute away. And he's entered shield wall. Dude, he got baited. He got so baited in this game. This is so bad right now. This is exactly what Gully needed. He needed this to be a slow fight. And he's getting it. Backstab does come in from the reinforcement Limitane. But the archers just need to draw this away from the main base to cover the tech up. And that's exactly what they're doing. The horsemen! What about the javelins? Oh my god, Arc! He came to play Age of Empires, but Gully Deckle, he's a fisherman! He laid the bait and he caught the big whopper. Arc loses every javelin. This is over. Arc about to be out-teched. Now with an army of just Limitane against archers. Gully Deckle, funnily enough now with the micro of a fish. It doesn't matter though. Tech up is coming in 10 seconds. Limitane count is at 30, yes, but the archers have no counter anymore. And although he's got some olive trickle in, it's not enough to reboom a javelin force like that. Oh my god. I can't even with this game. The Smeagol's are coming out now. 2 Gulums just got queued up. Arc, he's going to try to tech up, but I'd rather you just gave up. I mean, you've got 2 workers on gold, buddy. This is... whew. I've seen old ladies run marathons quicker than you're going to get the gold required for a tech here. But don't worry, guys. He got it. The mill is dead. Woo! Cell 5.